Welcome back. So today I'd like to introduce you to a pose that I normally do when I'm feeling a lot of tension in my shoulders, maybe upper back area. And for this pose, you may need a couple of blocks. The blocks will help you elevate the floor so that you can really get into the upper back and maybe the triceps even. If the block is too high for you, you may want to consider a blanket to just raise the floor a little bit. And if that's too high, this is also a good pose to do even without the props. So I'm going to introduce it to you, and then you can choose which version you like to do. If you like to use a block, what you're going to do is take the block and put it on one end of the mat, just like this. And you're just going to come into all fours. So on tabletop. And then from all fours, you're going to lean back, so you go into child's pose. And then bringing the blocks a little bit closer to you, you're going to place your elbows on top of the block. So you may need to adjust it and see how close you want to bring the blocks to you. By placing the elbows on the block, you can begin to see if you feel a nice stretch in the triceps and the upper back area. And then you can bring your hands together in a prayer pose and just simply bring your forehead down towards the floor. So if you went here and if you feel like there's too much tension in the upper shoulders, or if you've had any shoulder issues in the past, I would suggest that you just do it either on the floor, so removing the blocks, bringing your elbows all the way down, and just bring the back of your triceps down to the earth, just like this. And you can stay here for a little bit longer. If this is too low and you don't really feel any kind of stretch in the triceps, you can try and see if you want to use a blanket and do the same thing with a blanket. So see where you want to go and choose your props, and then just come down. So I like using the blocks because it raises the floor and I'm able to really get a nice stretch in the triceps and the upper shoulders. So again, bringing the elbows down on whatever props you're using, or if you're not using a prop, go ahead and bring your elbows down onto the earth, and then just simply bring your forehead down. And you can let your thumbs rest on your upper back. And once you get to this pose, just begin to notice your breath. Noticing your inhalations and noticing your exhalations. Close your eyes and really just let your forehead sink into the floor. And see how quickly you can just relax without any worries for what just happened, or any concerns about what is going to happen after here. Just allow the next few minutes to be your time. The next few minutes are some precious moments that you can really go inward. And by going inward, you allow your body to just rest. And in that state of restful awareness is when healing happens. So just commit to stay here for another minute. You may begin to feel a nice stretch in the upper back, nice stretch in the triceps. And because you're in a
child's pose position, you may even begin to feel a nice stretch in that low back. Sometimes I get into this pose and then realize that, wow, I never even knew that my low back was holding any tension. So just wherever you are, just let yourself really melt, really feeling the body coming up and supporting you, and the body sinking into the earth. You can do a quick visualization and just notice the body parts that are touching the floor. And then also become aware of the space underneath your body, the space that is not touching the floor. Feeling the duality of opposites even in this pose, where there's areas that are touching the floor and there are areas that are not touching the floor. Maybe begin to feel a nice compression in the hips, a nice compression in the ankles, and a nice deep opening in the shoulders. You can stay here for as long as you like to, but if you're ready to come out of the pose, gently begin to straighten your forehead off the ground. And then you're just going to come back up on all fours. Just begin to move organically. So maybe wave your hips a little side to side. Inhale and exhale into cat-cow position. When you feel complete and satisfied, have a seat. Close your eyes. Allow your hands to rest comfortably on your knees. Take a deep inhalation, bringing your hands to the heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. Hope to see you soon. Namaste.